Hi everybody, welcome back. Today we are going to be talking about overlining your lips and lip care in general. I absolutely love lipsticks, lip stains. I think they really pull a look together, but a lot of times inevitably that means you end up with dry lips. So before we even talk about actually how to put that on anything on our lips, let's just briefly go over lip care. My go-to for every evening is just plain old petroleum jelly Vaseline. Every night I put that on my lips and it just really hydrates and goes to work repairing the damage I did all day by putting on that lipstick. And then throughout the day, I usually keep two Burt's Bees chapsticks on me. One just like a basic, preferably with SPF, just it comes usually in like a white shade but goes on pretty much clear. And then also a tinted Burt's Bee chapstick as well. And especially if I'm wearing like a pinkish color on my lips, or if I don't really have any color on my lips but I just want to keep hydrated throughout the day, my favorite has been the Burt's Bee and Hibiscus, again the tinted balm there. And that, like I said, keeps my lips hydrated throughout the day, puts them back in, especially as we enter the drier months now. But so actually applying your lipstick, I pretty much every day for work overline my lips. I don't really have that big of lips. I wish I did, so I end up going a little bit bigger, but you want to make sure it doesn't look too crazy, like you had some sort of like a lip injections or something, so there's an art to it. So I'm going to actually use a liquid lipstick, Meet Matte Hughes, in the shade Dedicated. I find that liquid lipsticks are some of the easiest to overline your lips because they dry matte. So if you have a really shiny lip gloss or lip balm and you go to overline your lips, you're going to kind of see where your actual lip line ends and the skin begins, versus with a matte formula, it kind of all looks like one smooth surface. You can't really see the difference between where your lips end and your skin begins. You can use it right out of the applicator if you want to go in with more of a fine brush. If you have a really creamy formula, or if you just even say want to take from a lipstick and use that brush, you can. I kind of find that a lot of times this, the lipstick's the last thing I'm doing as I'm heading out the door, or right before I'm walking into work. So a lot of times I don't have time to necessarily go in with an actual brush itself. But if you have a little bit more time and want to have a little bit more precise application, you can definitely do that. So to get started, you want to make sure your lips are, if you need to exfoliate them, if they're a little bit cracked or they're dry at all, you can just take a warm washcloth and kind of rub your lips over that to kind of get rid of any flakes, and then put a little bit of a chapstick or Vaseline or some sort of a hydrating balm on first. Let that soak in for a minute and then go in with your lip balm. And I'm going to zoom in a little bit here so you can get a little bit of a better look. Okay. All right, we are up close and personal now, so you can really see what I'm doing here. So I'm going to actually just first go in with just the applicator itself. I'm going to start with the bottom lip here. Kind of start in that center spot to kind of define that bottom there. Then you are going to go, you can leave the edges a little bit untouched, and you can go in and start working on your Cupid's bow. This is really key here. This is where you can actually accentuate the lip. You don't necessarily want the entire lip to be above the line, but the Cupid's bow and at the bottom is where you really want to make the thickest, obviously, as that's where your lips are the fullest, and then you can work out from there. Some people like to even do a little X starting in the center. So if you take your Cupid's bow and kind of draw one side of the X and then go back in and draw the other side, and that kind of ensures symmetry at your Cupid's bow. Once you kind of started getting some product on the top lip here, then now you can kind of go back in and start building. So if you need to take a little bit more out of the tube or whatnot and go back in, and now you can start kind of drawing your lip above where your natural Cupid's bow goes. And the key here is to blend, into that bottom line. Make sure that that line is seamless as you blend it into the lip. And again, making sure they're symmetrical on both sides. Okay, so once we kind of have our Cupid's bow as big as we want it, and maybe as wide as we want it, maybe we want to take it out a little bit further. And again, once we've ensured that that's symmetrical and blended in, that's when we can kind of go in and fill in the rest of the top lip below the Cupid's bow area. And then you can go back into your bottom lip and start filling in from the corners and connecting back towards the center. Sometimes just to make sure that there's no pieces missing or no gaps in any of your lip either stick or your lip stain here, you can kind of smush your lips together. And this kind of ensures everything is covered. Then you can kind of determine if you want to go back in and say maybe make that bottom line a little bit thicker to match that top lip now. And really that just involves bringing that lipstick down just a little bit, starting right in the center. And then again, kind of connecting that line from the edge, the corner of the mouth down to the center. Okay. So if we're pretty happy with where our lips now, if we feel like they're as big as you would like them to be, now is when you can go back in and clean up the edges. If you want a really precise look, you can take a little tiny teeny concealer brush like I have here, go back into your foundation. I've today used Cover FX, so I'm just going to go back in with that same foundation. Take just a little bit on your brush, and that's when you can kind of go back in and clean up those edges. This is going to give you a really precise look, which is really nice, like especially for the office, to have really clean lines, a very clean lip. I would mostly stay around the bottom lip and the corners with foundation. You don't want to go too crazy. Okay, whew, now that we're back at a normal distance. So once you've applied that color and kind of cleaned up those edges with foundation, I kind of find at this point in time, a lot of these really matte formulas are just a little bit too dry for me. Sometimes that's when you can go back in with a little bit of a gloss, or again with the tinted a lip balm at this point. That's a really good time. Also, I really love layering lipstick colors. So for example, say I've done this is, kind of a mix between a hot pink and a red. Maybe it's just a little bit too dark for me. Maybe I want to go in with like a bright pink lipstick over top of it to kind of lighten up the look. And at this point, we've done such a precise application on the outsides that you can kind of keep your lipstick or any other balm kind of more towards the center of the lip, and then just kind of smush your lips together. And at that point, that kind of just adds maybe a little bit more depth to your lip color, and again, adds a little bit of moisture back in, especially if you go in with a balm, but doesn't necessarily mess up those really precise edges that we did. So I hope that this was helpful. If you, as myself, have slightly smaller lips and don't necessarily want to get surgery to make them bigger, but want them to look a little bit bigger on a day-to-day basis, hope this was helpful. Please like and subscribe.